Hello, welcome back to another episode of Charla Football. I'm your host, as always, Gerardo. With me, I got Tomas. Tomas, welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk some Liga MX only today. We're going to talk about Toluca Pachuca, a game where Toluca smashed Pachuca overall, and Alexis Vega balled out. America Tigres, another game where America just dominant over Tigres. And then León versus Pumas. León kind of letting go of the first place, and now Pumas starting to recuperate a little bit of form. So we'll see what happens with Pumas and Leon within the next few weeks. But yeah, before we get into everything, make sure you guys subscribe, like, check out all the platform links down below. All right, let's start with Toluca versus Pachuca. Tomas, this game had everything in it. Obviously, 5 goals, but I think the most important talking point is Alexis Vega. And I don't think we can really go anywhere else. Alexis Vega is hands down the best fucking player in Liga MX, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. He's shown a level that we're not used to at this point. We've been able to see what he's capable of, but he showed us a level that we didn't even know he was capable of. He probably
Bro,
didn't even know he was capable of that.
it's 9 goals, 7 assists, 13 matches, bro. That shit's insane. Like, I don't remember the last time someone had that output. I mean, I think Paulinho last season had something similar. He had like 13, 15 goals, but I don't know if the assists were that high up as well. But nah, this fucking Alexis is cracked, especially, I mean, for a Mexican to be leading the goal scoring charts. Is he leading the goal scoring charts or is it still Cambindo up top?
I'm not sure, but I know he's up there. I know he's either one or two.
Cambindo, okay, never mind. Well, Cambindo still leads the goal scoring charts with 11. And then it's Djurdjevic from Atlas. Kennedy and Vega are tied with 9 goals.
But they're
So, I mean, but still, I mean, to be up there as one of the leading Mexican goal scorers, I mean, there's a reason he was called up to the national team. And at 27 years old, I would still love to see. I would still love to see him go to Europe. I don't know if at this age it's going to be possible, but I would love to see him go. Test himself out. He could at least put out like 5 to 8 years still in Europe if he really wanted to. And whether it happens or not, I don't know. But I mean, shit, that would be nice, right? See Alexis Vega go to Europe.
no, yeah, it would completely. It'd be probably. I know he wouldn't have a good amount of time there, where he
Mhm.
could develop as if he was like a 22, 23-year-old.
Yeah.
But he'll definitely learn more things for when he turns, let's say like the ripe age of 30, 31.
Like if I'm Toluca, like let him go in the summer. Let him achieve his dream of Europe. I'm sure he probably still thinks about going to Europe. Let him go, and then I mean he's gonna have at least a little bit, at least a year out there in Europe to develop a little bit more. And then I mean he could bring whatever he learns over there in Europe to the national team before the World Cup, or
I
even like looking forward to 2030.
I know the biggest fear of all Mexican clubs of letting their players go to Europe is that, let's say like America, Chivas, Toluca as well, Cruz Azul, is that they go to Europe, they flop, and they come back to Monterrey or Tigres because they pay the most for them.
I would love to see him go out there, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I love seeing him ball out. Let's just hope this keeps translating to good form into the national team as well. Overall, Toluca have been performing pretty well under Mohamed, second place. And then looking at Pachuca, I mean, yeah, it's a damning result. In the first, like, I think in the first half, they were already down 3-0. And then they were able to kind of come back in the second, get 2 goals back, but obviously it wasn't enough. Pachuca, they're in seventh place. They're okay at the moment. I don't think it's any time to really focus on the panic alarm buttons. Now let's shift over the focus a little bit to America versus Tigres. America over Tigres in the past 14 matches, they have 11 wins against this Tigres side. And I feel like it's almost they're playing the same Tigres side for the past like fucking 5, 6 years.
Yeah,
Because there are some players there just they need to go. Aquino needs to go. Linus gotta go. Cordova gotta go. Nahuel Guzman, bro, he's like fucking 50 in the net still. Get these guys out of here. Try to transition into something new. If I'm Tigres, if I'm Guido Pizarro, I'm looking at the transfer market in the summer and I'm looking for some new players, to be honest.
honestly, yes. I'm looking for new faces that are hungry. I mean, if I had the money that Tigres has, I'm going after the youngsters, like the ones from Pachuca. I'm going for
Yeah.
Montiel. I'm going for Marcel Ruiz. I'm going for new faces. But then also again, I've heard a lot of talk this week where it was like, oh, the new Clásico de América Tigres before the game, right? And then it's just you give that result 3-0, and then I looked this up myself on FootMob. Cruz Azul, Monterrey, and Tigres have all played America about 3 times this year,
Hmm.
including Chivas. About 3 times, my fault. 3 times in the last decade in the Liguilla, and the only one to win 2 out of 3 is Chivas. They won in 2020, they won in 2023, and they lost in 2024.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a reason why in an important match it's seen the Clásico Nacional is seen at a higher level than an America Tigres would ever be, or an America Cruz Azul. Because
Yeah.
Cruz Azul plays and plays America and they lose every fucking time.
No, to call America Tigres the new Clásico is fucking bullshit. That is so stupid, bro. There's only one Clásico in Mexico, and that's America Chivas. And then you can argue about the other ones, the Clásico Regio and all that, but America Chivas is the one that is above the rest, obviously. I mean, we can't really argue that. Now, I wanted to pose you this fucking question real quick. Tetra Campeonato inbound. You think America can do it? They're first place. They're I think 3 points above Toluca right now at the moment. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's 3 points. But I mean, bro, the way they just dismantled Tigres did not have a single shot on target that I can remember. Maybe just like one cross that Malagon kind of handled iffily in the box. I mean, Malagon, that's a different topic. He's kind of been like somewhat iffy in the past few matches with the match with America and the last match in the final. Just a little iffy, like just going out. But at the end of the day, he's one of the best goalkeepers in Liga MX. Anyway, sorry, just kind of going on a tangent there. But Tetra Campeonato, is that a realistic thing for America this season? You think they could do it?
Probably. I mean, I don't see any team that could stop them right now. Maybe Toluca, but Toluca always ends up choking versus the same team, America.
Yeah, because that's what we said last season. We're like, oh yeah, the only team that can stop them is Toluca. And then what happened when it mattered the most? Toluca lost 4-0. Like the good thing about this America team is that when the pressure is on them, they know how to handle it. Kind of like similar to what Real Madrid do in Champions League. I wouldn't say in any other competition, but in Champions League, when the world is looking at you to do something, they're able to put the performances on,
I
and that's
mean,
what America has been doing in this game. Tigres were in kind of good form under Guido Pizarro, and America obviously were in good form as well. But I mean, America showed them who's the real dominant, who's the real dominance in Liga MX, and obviously it's America at the moment. I
one
think it's possible. I think it's possible, but I don't know.
one thing I can admire about both sides, America and Real Madrid, comparing them a little bit right here, is when they're found in tough moments, the ref always bails them out. So I mean, that's a little input right there.
Yeah, I mean that's a good similarity because it is very true. America has, I mean, not to get into the controversy of things, but I mean, they have a little help, and that's fine. I mean, sometimes referees are going to be like a little scared to call things against you, especially because you're the big team in
Big
the,
team,
in the
especially.
region.
You're the one that with the fan base. You're the one that's gonna get. You're the one that has that respaldo of the fans. That on TikTok they're gonna be eating up the ref. On
Yeah,
ESPN they're gonna be eating up the ref. On everything they're gonna be eating up the ref.
to the end especially.
To the end, especially since I mean it's their investment, so
Yeah.
we needed to win.
Overall, America performed. I mean, they outclassed Tigres on the field, and I think it's possible that Tetra Campeonato, uh, unless Cruz Azul or Toluca. I mean, they're gonna start. I think they're gonna face Cruz Azul within the next couple weeks, right?
I mean, the
Yeah.
thing with Liverpool is that they do not impress me at all. This one of the
This
weakest
version, yeah.
one of the weakest Chivas sides I've seen in I mean since I was born was able to outpossess Cruz Azul, have more opportunities attacking than Cruz Azul, and defend better than Cruz Azul. The only thing was that Cruz Azul has quality players that were able to bail him out. A center from Luca Romero, and I forgot who headed it, but I mean, he got it. It was a decent header. It was a straight to goal. Tala gets a hand on it, but
I mean, at the end of the day, like talking about Cruz Azul, yeah, their form has dropped immensely after Anselmi. I mean, that's kind of what you get with the coaches that you. I mean, you don't have a coach with experience, right? And then, I mean, you're right. Chivas had them like asking for the time, like in the last final minutes. It was all Chivas,
yeah,
But I mean, for Cruz Azul against America, which is coming up in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, and then also like in the league as well. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting matchup, but I don't really see how Cruz Azul is able to get out of this. I think America is gonna probably win all three matches, if anything, too. But honestly, people said the same thing about when they were gonna face Chivas too.
that's-
So anything can really happen. Now,
yeah.
moving over to Leon versus Pumas, which is the game that just happened last night, a game that was pretty intense. There was a lot of mistakes looking at Leon specifically. Before we get into the match itself, I wanted to just throw this out there. I don't know if you saw the pancarta that the players were holding up and the fans were holding up, kind of just in protest of FIFA, pretty much kicking them out of the Club World Cup. Obviously, Leon and their lawyers, they're going to go to El TAS, which is like the court of arbitration for sport. And if they're like, okay, you know what, we'll allow you to go. then everything will be fine for Leon. They'll be able to play. But I just thought it was nice seeing the players, the coaching staff, the fans kind of in unison, fighting together for what at the end of the day they deserve to go. What they deserve to go to the Club World Cup and what they deserved on the field. I mean, they beat LAFC in 2023, and yes, that was before any rules were established. So yeah, they have to be the ones to go. Put a
Yeah,
fine on them. Like if you have to find them, find them. If I'm FIFA, like you can't just kick them out just and give no explanation. You have to. I mean, the least you can do is find the fucking team, and then next season, make sure that this does not happen again, or for the next like Club World Cup. But
yeah,
like it's already too late. Like with Leon, they already have the fucking name escrito on the trophy. They already sold tickets. They already did marketing with the team. Like, bro, it's just a mess. If you're FIFA, this looks like a mess.
yeah. It is. I mean, I completely agree. Leon is the team that has to go because they're the one that won it on the field.
Yeah.
Winning. How would I say? Qualifying on the table is something that I've never seen well. I know a few teams have done it, but it's just it's unfair.
Yeah, because right now the talk is either LAFC or America, and they're gonna be playing that one-off match. If it happens, if Leon cannot go, or if Leon cannot like overturn the ruling, I think that's probably the most fair out of like the worst case scenario, right? Because Alajuelense, of course, is not gonna get nowhere near the
It's
Club World
just
Cup. I don't understand why they even started this whole mess, but
like okay, I get it. I get the LAFC qualifying for that match, but why America? They haven't won anything continental since what 2016.
yeah, the I think the way FIFA see is like okay, they're leading the rankings in CONCACAF, which is fair. I mean, they've been the most dominant team in CONCACAF, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know.
I mean, FIFA literally just does anything that gives them money. I mean, the qualification of Inter Miami, what was it for? Supposedly, was it for winning the Eastern Conference?
I think for the supporter shield, yeah. So
For
when they just won the conference, but they got knocked out in the playoffs, anyways, like right in the first round.
See, I just don't understand what FIFA is trying to do because they're not taking the best teams. Clearly, the best team of that season was LA Galaxy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's like you said, it's just a money. It's just a way for them to get a little bit of money because I heard that there was no investment or there wasn't enough investment from like TV rights holders to get like the image rights for the Club World Cup. I think it ended up being like Dazen, the one that actually put in money for it, but like none of the big companies wanted to get the TV rights for or the broadcasting rights for the Club World Cup. Like I guess maybe the hype isn't as big as we thought. I mean, maybe for us locals it's a little bit big, but we're like real footy fans. But overall for the world, they're just like, bro, it's like this doesn't really matter to us with the World Cup right around, and we don't really care about an international or a club tournament being played in the States. That's probably how like casuals see it, but I don't know. We'll see. Now let's go back to the field because we were just going off on a tangent there about Leon and all the background stuff. I feel like yeah, whatever was going on in the background probably has to play into effect with some of the players like mentally. What you think? Because I
Yeah,
mean,
of course.
the last three games Leon have lost, and it was against San Luis who have been piss poor, against Santos who have been piss poor, and then Pumas who had started off the season pretty shitty as well. Like yeah, they're starting to get a little bit of form because Efra just came in, but I mean Leon they were at the top, bro. They were undefeated for at least 11, I think like 10, 11 matches, and then
Yeah,
last three matches, boom, 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 just three straight L's just out of nowhere.
yeah. I mean, it clearly shows that the outside problems are affecting the team inside.
Yeah, because I'm sure like in your mind or in your heart, you're just like, damn, like, bro, I was so like, if you're looking at James, right, or Guardado that came out of retirement, you're like, okay, we're gonna do very well in the league. That way, we're in good form for the Club World Cup and we're gonna get paid out well. I mean, for just participating in the tournament, it was something like almost like 9 million. If I'm not mistaken, or 4 to 9 million, somewhere around that. And then going just qualifying to a round of 16 or into a playoff spot, it would be like a $20 million bonus.
Yeah,
So there was a lot of money to play for. And now none of these players are gonna get their bonuses. I'm pretty sure the inspiration is like, bro, like what the fuck? Like, and now they have to live in Guanajuato without getting paid well. Now let's look at the game itself. Like I said, three straight losses. Leon were up with Cadiz getting on the score sheet, but then Pumas, they honestly were the better team for the most of the match. Uh, but honestly, I think it was more the mistakes of the goalkeeper, 37-year-old Alfonso Blanco, who in the first goal, I mean, bro, he could have done a lot better. The ball went straight under him. And then the second one, his positioning was so off I mean, maybe there's a little bit of accident that who slipped like inside of the box when trying to go for the shot, but I mean, come on, bro. Like if you're fighting for the title race, you got to be 100% focused. And I thought the goalkeeper was absolutely horrendous and let his team down on the day.
No, yeah, I completely agree with that.
Overall, I mean, Leon, we'll see if they can pick up their form. Pumas, they've been picking it up a little bit in recent matches, so we'll see what happens with them. Any last comments you want to add into the pod before we start wrapping things up?
No, I mean, we pretty much touched everything. I mean, just the Leon thing is what I deem to be an unfair rule.
Yeah. So overall, this is the fight for first place. You know, I mean, Toluca's fighting America and Leon. So that's why these are the games that I really wanted to cover. Is the title race, not title race, but for the fight for first place. Because we know in Liga MX, the fight for top 8 is always kind of scrambled, but the first place is where it gets the most heated. So if you guys want more Liga MX content, make sure to subscribe, like, check out all the platform links down below. Tomas, thank you for hopping on, bro. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.